Do you ever feel like you're saying huh or what too often? Are you worried you might be losing your hearing? Well, today we're talking about early signs of hearing loss with Dr. Danny Gnewikow over here. And this is a real worry, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. I think sometimes people think, well, if you're losing your hearing, you can't hear anything. But hearing goes down very gradually, just kind of like our vision does. And so there are some little telltale signs to be aware of. You're driving along and your wife says to you, "Dear, your directional signal is clicking." Well, what are you talking about? And little things like that that you don't pick up in the environment. You're taking a walk in the evening and she says, you know, listen to all the crickets. What crickets? Or did you know that your alarm on your watch was beeping? What alarm? So when you start seeing little things in your environment that make you begin to question, that may be a red flag and that might be an indication of early hearing loss. Then there are environmental issues. Well, I hear fine. I understand people fine when we're sitting here talking in the living room. But you know, when I get into a restaurant and all this noise is around me, half of the things you're saying I don't understand. I don't like to go out anymore. I'm pulling in. I don't want to be social because I don't understand what people are saying. And I'm afraid I'm smiling and shaking my head when I didn't really understand. So sometimes the environment has an effect. And then sometimes it's the individuals that we're with. If children would simply slow down, people talk too fast. These little children, this new age, they talk so fast and I can't understand what they're saying. I can't understand my grandchildren. Sometimes that means that you're not processing fast enough, which is probably not your brain. It's probably the signal is not getting through distinct enough. There's nothing wrong with my hearing. People just mumble. Well, most people with good hearing don't make that statement. It's just because we moved down to the South from New Jersey, and it's the accent. I just don't understand this accent. I've heard all of these things. And in most instances, people with good hearing do not have any major effects from those things. So there are little telltale signs that you can see, and if you hear your spouse, sometimes it's the husband, sometimes it's the wife, but if these things begin to occur over and over, and the television starts getting a little louder, and as you mentioned earlier, there's a lot more huzzs than there used to be. Those are things to look for. And then there are some physical issues. Everybody asks about ringing in my ear, tinnitus. Ringing in your ear can be an early sign of hearing loss. If you have it, probably get it checked. If your ears hurt, if they feel full, and sometimes when you get it checked, you find that it's something that is not a really big deal. But if you see any of these indications, it's a very good argument to see an audiologist and get your hearing checked. If nothing else, you have a baseline. And even if you do have some hearing loss, it doesn't necessarily mean it's something you need to act on at this point. But you have some kind of a measure so that if it changes in the future, you'll realize how rapidly it's changing. Remember, your hearing impacts your entire life. It impacts your family and your socialization. Don't let it get out of hand.
You can find an Audiology Hearing Aid Associates near you. Their Lynchburg location is on Langhorne Road, and their number there is 434-528-4245. In Danville, they're located on Main Street, and you can give them a ring at 434-799-6288. You can also find out more online at digitalhearing4u.com. And we'll be right back.